Hello, my fellow travelers, and thank you so much for joining me here again today on Your Travel with Olivia. Today, what I want to do is take you through the process that I went through in coming from Toronto here to Los Angeles. And it is a very time-sensitive and also expensive way to travel right now. But I thought I'd bring you up to date with that because this is good information for you to take into consideration now that we are starting to make our plans to travel, or we have started to travel already. It's very exciting, but a little bit more of an added expense that we have to add on top of everything else that we have to take into consideration. And so the very first thing that you want to do is that you want to get your COVID-19 test done. Now you need to have one that's a negative in order for you to travel. But it isn't just your regular test. Now, the test itself is the same. It has the nasal swab. However, you have to go through the flyclear plan. I'm going to put the link in the description down below so you'll know exactly where it is that you have to go to start the process of filling out that application. Now, once you have done that, they will inform you as to which facility that you're to go to in order to have that test done. Because it's not everywhere that is doing this flyclear test. And so once you've done that, you've got your appointment, and that it's about 12 hours until you get your results, which is good because remember that test has to be done and completed within 72 hours of you leaving the country. So you want to make sure that you get that done in time, get your results. You have that when they email it to you, you can have that, print that off. But you also need a certificate as well, and make sure that you print that off and have that handy as well when you get to customs, because that is the one that shows that you went through the flyclear plan and also that you paid. Yes, you have to pay for that COVID-19 test. It is $199 Canadian plus tax, comes to $224.86, which I just round up to $225. And that's per person, right? So you want to factor that in, especially if you're a big family who is traveling. That's an added expense. And that test is only good for 72 hours. So you still have to come back home, and there's an added expense there as well. Once you've done that, you get to the border, you get to the customs, and they take a look. They want to make sure that you've gone through the flyclear plan. You have to show that certificate. You have to show your negative test. However, they also have another form that they have you fill out, which is an attestation form, which basically it's sort of like doing it all over again. Check that you have a negative test and sign it. Then they get you to line up in this long lineup just to hand it back to the customs officer. What a waste of time as far as I'm concerned anyways, and annoying. Then of course you got to go through security and again through customs, and all of that is again a lot of time. I'll tell you, I got to the airport for 5:30 for an 8 a.m. flight. I never got to my gate till 7:15. And that's why it is so important that you get to the airport earlier, like about 3 hours, I would say, before your flight, in order just to get through all this lineup and get through all these processes. Now, on your return back to Canada, in order that you don't have to quarantine, you have to show proof that you've had both of your vaccines and a negative COVID test. So what you're going to do is you're going to upload the COVID vaccines, the certificate that you got there, upload that to ArriveCAN and have that handy for when you pass through customs, as well as don't forget on your way back, you also have to have a COVID test done within 72 hours of your flight. From the US back to Canada, it is $139 per person as well. When you get through to Canada and you've shown them that you've got both of your vaccines and you've got a negative test, then you don't have to quarantine. So that's good. However, they also give you two kits. One is to be done 3 days after your return, and another one to be done 8 days after your return. One of the government officials will watch you through video, watch you doing your swabs so that they know the accuracy and that the legitimacy of doing that test. So that's it. That basically sums up the process of travel right now. And yes, it is time consuming. Yes, it is money intense. And hopefully as of August the 8th, when the borders open up, maybe this will all be behind us. But hey, just in case it isn't, I suspect it won't be, but you know what? At least I brought you up to date, helped you get prepared so that you have all of the information going forward. Would I change any of it? No, because I'm over here visiting with my granddaughter, with my daughter, and my whole family is coming to California, so I wouldn't change it for anything in order to travel. But I gotta be honest with you, if I didn't have to leave and didn't have to travel, I'm not so sure I'd be signing up for this as much as I used to travel anyways. But that's not to take away from travel, because we all do love it. And maybe even if it becomes the norm, well, we'll get used to it, right? Just like taking our shoes off when we pass through customs. We get used to it after a while. I hope this really helps you with your future plans. If this is your first time visiting this channel, consider subscribing by hitting the subscribe button that's down below, as well as don't forget to give this video a like and share this video. Also share it with your friends, your family, and your peers, because the information here will help everybody in their future travel. I just want to say thank you, safe travels, always going forward, and I'll see you again in the next video. Adios. Take care. Bye.